Hello, today we're going to look at adding and deleting cells in arrays. So if we have an array of strings, like string square bracket cats equals new string 10, square bracket 10, and here's our array, and if we fill it with data, with a whole lot of cat names, we haven't filled the whole array, so our size variable would be set to 6 because we're storing 6 names. Here's an example of adding a name. We want to add the name Leo into the array. It must be added between Lady and Lucy to be in alphabetical order. So we shift cells 5 and 4 down, and then we put Leo in the empty cell at index 4. Please note that when we say we shift a cell down, we're actually copying it across, and then the cell gets overwritten. I've just shown it as being shifted for simplicity's sake. So to add a new name, we will work with a sorted array. We will input the new name. Then we need to find where it must go in the sorted array. We want to keep the array in its sorted state. We'll shift the cells down one cell as necessary to make space for the new name. And then we'll put the new name in the empty cell. So the algorithm to add a new name, remember to work with a sorted array, input the new name, find where it must go in the sorted array, and this is how you do that. You use a while loop. You keep looping while the new name is bigger than the array's cell. When I say bigger, I mean in alphabetical order. It should go after that cell. Then when the looping stops, this index is where the new name will go. You shift cells down from the end of the array up to the index you've noted where the new name must go, and then put the new name in the empty cell. Let's look at the Java code for this. We've got two methods. The second method is a little helper method. So we'll call our method public void insert, and as a parameter we have a string called new name. We're obviously inputting new name somewhere else in the front end. And so we go int pos equals 0. Pos is the position of where we must put the new name. While the new name dot compare to cats square bracket pos is greater than 0, so while the new name goes in alphabetical order after the cat in the array at pos, remember you start with pos equal to 0, you increment pos. And we're going to keep doing that little while loop. Remember that while loop only has one statement in it. We'll keep going pos plus plus until we get to the new name that is not bigger than the cat at a certain position in the array. And then we will go shift more pos, like I showed you, where you shift the cells starting from the bottom of the array. You shift them down one, and then you'll say cats square bracket pos equals new name to put the new name into the position with the empty cell that you've created. Then public void shift more int p. The parameter here int p is the position from where you want to shift. We'll do a for loop from int I equals size, so from the end of the array to I greater than or equal to p, p being the position, and we're going backwards, I minus minus. Then cats square bracket I equals cats square brackets I minus 1. So you can see this is where we shift the cell down. And then we'll go size plus plus at the end to increment the size of our array, or of how many names we have stored in the array. So this is where we find the place in the array where the new name must go in this while loop. It's a place that is just bigger or in alphabetical order after the cell that we will find. This is where we store the new name in the array. And the shift more method is to shift the cells from the bottom of the array up to pos to make space for the new name. To delete a name, the technique is a little similar. It's actually simpler. We input the name to be deleted. We find where in the array that name should currently is, and we'll indicate that in a little variable called pos. And then we shift the cells up one cell from pos down to the end of the array. So and then decrease the size. Here's an example of how to delete a name. We have the name Kits that must be deleted. So we search through the array and find it at pos equal 2. We shift cells 3, 4, and 5 up 1. And then we decrease the size of the array from 6 to 5. Please note that we say we shift, that means we copy the cell from one cell to the other. Actually, socks would still be written in cell 5, but we're ignoring it. And I've shown it this way just for simplicity's sake. So this is the algorithm to delete a name. We input the name to be deleted, find where it is in the array. We'll call that pos. We shift the cells up 1 from pos to the end of the array, and we decrease the size by 1. Here's the Java code. Public void delete, in the brackets string del name. That's our parameter. Would have been inputted the name to be deleted somewhere else in the code. We'll go int pos equals search awk del name. Search awk is my method that searches for the first occurrence of this name. So we're looking in the array to find out where is this name that must be deleted. And we will store that position or that index in pos. Then we call the shift less pos method. And if we look at the shift less method, I've made it a private method here because it doesn't need to be accessed from outside the class. So private void shift less int p, where int p is the position. We will do a for loop from p, so from I equals p to I less than size minus 1. And we'll go I plus plus, and here we'll have cat square brackets I equals cat square brackets I plus 1. So you can see we're moving the data from the cell below into the cell above. And then at the end, we'll say size minus minus. So what you need to remember to add or remove a cell in an array, what it involves, as a summary, you need to find where in the array to add or remove. You either shift the cells down for an add, up for a remove. You increase the size of the array for an add. You decrease the size of the array for a removal. And that's all for today. Thank you for watching.